And if you're watching, there are two field goal posts. It's going to be the silver ones, the wider ones, not the college. It's blocked! Ball did not cross the line of scrimmage. Cody 18-yard line. Handoff, no, a quarterback keeper. Smith in the open, 10-5, touchdown! Everybody went for the fake handoff to Jesse Levitt, but instead Smith McClure takes it himself.
Hey, how's it going? I'm Jake Hibbard. Welcome back into another episode of Sports Night. Homecoming week, right? As you can see, I went country club today. You know, homecoming, there's always so much going on. The game's almost an afterthought, right? Not in this house. Oh, no. It is the game of the century of the year so far. Number 1 versus number 2. It's Star Valley and Cody. You know, the two teams who have accounted for the last 10 state championships combined. The teams who have met in the last 2. And as for going into this year for a rematch, WyoMingFootball.com's Patrick Schmidt said this: if it's anyone but these two in Laramie again, it's going to be a shock. So, you know, for this week of all weeks, I had to go to my guy, the king of salsa, SVI's own Duke Dance. Hey, Duke, what do you think about tonight's game?
It's just a regular season game.
I thought I had something going there. This guy even in broadcasting? All right, good point. Technically, this is just probably a game for home field advantage in the playoffs. And if we don't see both of these teams next month in Laramie, kind of anticlimactic, isn't it?
Do you want to know the terrifying truth? Or do you want to see me suck a few dingers?
I choose dingers. Back to the game of the century. Offensively, Cody's the top rushing team in 3A, the top overall offense with 30 touchdowns to just 3 turnovers, and they're putting up 554 yards per game. The only team that can even come close offensively to matching that output is Star Valley. They put up 502 yards per game and have scored 35 touchdowns offensively. Star Valley comes into tomorrow night with exactly 1,000 yards rushing, putting them in 5th place. However, in the passing department, they have 400 more yards than second place Cody. And Smith McClure has been the most accurate quarterback in the class. And if we're talking game of the century, who would we want matching up against the number 1 rushing offense? Well, the number 1 rushing defense, and that's what Star Valley is. 602 yards allowed and only 1.7 first downs allowed on the ground per game. They've also tackled 41 ball carriers in the backfield through 6 games, which is 8 more than second place Jack. Star Valley and Cody are number 2 and 3 in overall team defense. After number 1 Torrington, whose numbers are skewed due to playing Wheatland, the Central JV, and winless Rollins so far, the teams have both given up about 230 yards per game. Star Valley is allowed just 4 first downs per game to their opposing offenses. They've also caused 17 turnovers to Cody's 14. So it's fair to say both teams have their biggest challenge tomorrow night. And the fact is, both of these teams are familiar as can be with each other. And Coach McKay Young told me one thing he knows about this Cody offense is their philosophy is go big or go big again.
They're a home run offense. And that's not to say that they can't grind out a long drive, but I think they're Barry Bonds, they're Mark McGuire, and I've heard Coach McFadden talk about the philosophy behind their hurry up is to get more swings at the bat, because the more your big hitters swing, the more likely you're going to get more hits over the fence.
20 of Cody's 35 touchdowns this year, or 57% of them, have come on a play of 20 yards or more. Against Powell, the varsity Bronx offense scored 6 of 7 touchdowns from beyond 20 yards. And in fact, last week, Evanston was the first team to hold Cody to under 3 scoring plays of that distance or more. Now, the Red Devils still gave up a lot of big strikes en route to their 50-3 loss. But like I said, I'm just talking about 20-plus yard plays where the Bronx actually score on.
If we can score on a big play, that's a lot easier than a 12-play drive for sure. It's going to be really difficult this week because they do a great job of not allowing big plays. And there's some times where you can get away with some things against some teams and they're maybe a little unsound. They're not. Like, you have to beat them one-on-one.
How difficult is it to get past this Star Valley defense? Well, we could look at the last 2 state titles with Star Valley and Cody, where that defense has allowed a combined 7 points to the Bronx. But that's ancient history. What about this year? Star Valley's defense has been absolutely shut down. If we qualify a big play as a gain of 20 yards or more, or a kick return of 30 or more, Star Valley has ceded just 10 of those all season long. Not 10 on scoring plays, just 10 plays of 20 yards or longer. Now, a side note, I'm not counting when the JV is in at the end of games. During 0 week, Shelley didn't get a single big play. Preston got 3 in week 2, a 37-yard completion on a tip to Reggie Larson, followed by a 28-yard touchdown pass, and then another 38-yard completion to, well, you guessed it, Reggie Larson again. No big plays against Sugar Salem and 4 against Teton, a 34-yard kick return, and 3 big catches made by Joker Joyce, who is currently 5th in all of Idaho in receiving yards. 1 big play allowed against Jackson. That was the 30-yard touchdown in the third quarter by Waylon Cosby. And 2 big plays, both in the kick return department for Powell last week. 1 on a touchdown of 99 yards and a 45-yard kick return following that. Just 3 touchdowns have come as a result of these big plays. But maybe even more surprising is 5 of those drives involving one of those plays resulted in a turnover. Talking about attitude, the Star Valley defense seems to take any big play personally.
They do the RPO game a lot. They throw the ball out to the sideline a lot, and our corners and safeties get left out on an island with some really good athletes. You got to just trust those guys in space to make tackles, stuff that Cody is used to breaking for 30, 40, 50 yards.
Let's take a look at a couple of big breakout plays for Cody this year. This was last week against Evanston for Grady McCartan, as he scored on a 48-yard run on a ball that he caught a yard past the line of scrimmage. When McCartan catches it, you see at least 3 defenders in pursuit of him, and you'll see 3 defenders get left in the dust. Here's Star Valley in a similar situation last year on a screen pass out to Trey Smith. Smith grabs it with good blocking and makes a quick cut, but the pursuit of the Star Valley tacklers is really incomparable to what Cody saw last week or any other time this season. Now let's take a look at this 40-yard touchdown for Chase Hatch against Powell 2 weeks ago. Cody comes out in trips right with Hatch sitting in the slot over on the left side. And as you'll see, maybe didn't realize that was Chase Hatch being left alone in single coverage, because as soon as he's 5 yards off the line, it's basically already a touchdown.
The thing that can make it difficult is he doesn't play all the time. Like, he's not on the field every offensive snap. And so they'll run with their other guys for a while, and then all of a sudden number 2 sneaks in off the sideline. They go so fast that can catch you unaware. Maddox throws that hits really, really well, and you can't put all your eggs in stopping the vertical threat basket, or they'll just first down you all the way down the field with those easy throws. So
because Cody runs plays every 19.5 seconds between snaps, when a receiver goes deep on a route and the shot goes incomplete, that receiver runs out of bounds and a new one comes in for Cody. That can lead to some confusion of exactly who is on the field at a given time. We mentioned Smith McClure's throwing prowess earlier. Well, for Cody, we can't go without mentioning Maddox Ball, who has over 1,000 yards throwing and 200 yards rushing, with 16 total touchdowns and no turnovers on the season. Not a single interception all year has taken care of the ball. Hey, Coach, did you know you guys haven't thrown an interception all year?
Thanks for that.
Turnovers in a game like this, always key if they happen. So Star Valley, of course, needs to take care of the ball, but could do themselves some favors if they could build on their 16 interceptions thus far. There's so much to cover here, and we have no idea what we're going to see because both of these coaches, trust me, have been looking forward to this game all year long. But that's just my take. What did the rest of the state think about this matchup? This week, I went ahead and emailed coaches and media members from around the state of Wyoming and asked them, hey, Star Valley or Cody? Among those answered, 75% say Star Valley. And who do you have? Comment below and let us know. But before we go, let's go ahead and take a look at what else is coming up tomorrow in Star Valley athletics. The freshman boys game tomorrow has been canceled, and Star Valley volleyball hosting Rock Springs in a conference midday match. That First Bank Friday is coming up tomorrow morning, and then we go on the air at 4:30 with homecoming coverage of Star Valley and Cody. Until then, thanks so much. I'll see you on the highlights.